Hey guys, so normally I make beauty videos, but today I came on to talk about something a little bit different. This is sort of a public service announcement to pet owners, specifically cat and dog owners. And please excuse me if I cry because it's just a hard story to tell. So I just came on. I'm going to cut right to the chase. I'll tell you the backstory after. I just wanted to tell you guys to please invest in 2 items. If you have a pet that has to go outside, or that if you have a cat that you let outside, or a dog that you walk or let out into the yard or whatever, please invest in an identifying pet tag with your phone number on it or some contact information, and a reflective collar to go around their neck so that you can see your animal if it's lost at night. So that's really the purpose of this video. I want to put out there the importance of having identifying tags on your dog as well as a reflective collar. So the story is that recently my husband was walking our dog around our neighborhood to give him some exercise the way he does pretty much daily. And he was walking. I wasn't there. I got the story later. He was walking my dog. We have a golden retriever named Keo. He's walking him and sees a kid nearby. Now we have a tendency to walk our dog in the street so that we don't make small dog owners nervous, because our dog is very friendly and might run up to them to try to play, and so that we don't make people who are afraid of dogs or large dogs nervous. So we tend to avoid anyone who's coming. So Akeem was walking in the street. This kid is walking far away on the sidewalk, 12 or 13-year-old kid, walking what looks like some kind of very large, strong-looking dog. Kind of looks like a pit bull mix to me. But whatever he was, he's walking this dog, and the dog starts tugging at the kid, tugging at the leash, and breaks free. Makes a beeline for our dog, and it attacked him. He went straight for his arm, and the arm was the source of one of the sources of the most damage. Our dog is okay. He had, recovery that we had to go through. He's doing much better. It's just, it was very hard to see him hurt. So he's attacking our dog, and my husband's like running alongside it, trying to tell the kid, hey, control your dog, and the kid's like, sorry, there's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can do, and he's just attacking my dog for like the length of 2 blocks. My husband can't pull them apart because he doesn't know what damage he could do, and he finally made the decision to let go of the leash so that Keo could run, because he felt like he was holding him back. And so our dog ended up being lost for a while needing medical attention. The dog was relentless, bit him for like 2 blocks. As my dog was finally about to get away, clamped down on his back, on the base of his tail. It was just relentless. The dog had to be beaten off by our neighbors. They had to intervene for my dog to make it. To even get away. It was completely unprovoked. Our dog is not aggressive in the least way, not at all. It was completely unprovoked, and my husband tried to avoid the situation by being in the street the way we always do, but it wasn't that alarming to see a dog pulling, because dogs get excited when they see each other, and he had no idea it was going to go like that. So my dog ended up running, was, lost for about an hour, and he doesn't have tags. So this all happened probably about 7 o'clock at night in June, so it's like not dark yet, but it's about to get dark in not too much time. And we're both on foot for a while, and people are telling us, hey, your dog needs medical attention, you gotta get in the car or something. So, but we didn't know where in the world he would be. He ran in the direction opposite of home. And so I checked home, I checked upstairs with him on the 3rd floor. I'm like, what's going on? Where is he? And I end up getting in the car, driving around, and my husband stays on foot to continue to look for him. I finally come across this lady, and because he didn't have tags, I had to stop like every person I came across and say, excuse me, I didn't have a pen and paper. I said, can you please take my number so that if you see a golden retriever, he's injured, he needs help, you can call me and I'll come get him. So can you please just take my number, because he didn't have tags. And I finally stopped this one lady. She was walking 2 small dogs. She had headphones in and everything, and I felt so bad to bother her. But I asked her to come over, and I was in the car, hazards on, and I'm like, can you please just let me know if you see this dog. And she says, okay, but if you need to call the local animal shelter. Did you know there's one not far from where we live? And I said, no, I didn't know that. She said, okay, well, call and see if maybe he's there. So I decided to drive home, and I wanted to switch back to looking on foot. So I decided to drive home and call my husband and see if he had gotten in contact with the shelter yet, because he was looking separate from me so we could cover more ground. And I back into my parking spot, my headlights are on, and I see something like gold colored, like hiding under an SUV, and I wasn't sure if it was him because, first of all, I backed up and just happened to, we live in an apartment complex, and I just happened to see him. I just backed up in a spot. We don't have assigned parking, so I was in a spot I never would have been in. I happened to back in, and my lights were like shining on him, and I wasn't sure if it was him, and then I wasn't sure if he was alive or not. I didn't know what state he would be in. I really didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't sure if it was him, but I saw his little paw sticking out past the wheel, and he likes to lay like kind of like a little pharaoh, and I'm like, that's I was like, you know, hey babe, this lady said we need to call the shelter. There he is. And he's like, you found him? I'm like, no, I don't know yet. I'm not out of the car. So I run out and I see him, and he's just laying there, and the cops were on the situation, and one of the policemen ended up helping us pull him out, because it turns out it looked like his arm was broken, but we came to find out after taking him to the vet and everything, it was just so badly bitten that it was so inflamed and just painful for him to use it. He's doing much better. He healed remarkably well. He has some hair to grow back because the vet shaved him down to treat his wounds, flush out all his wounds, and we had to do warm compresses a few times a day for a few days, and today's actually his last day of antibiotics. And because we were so afraid of his arm, it just looked really bad, and there was infection, and he had a kind of a deep wound on his back as well. I mean, he was bitten all over his body. But we have been in contact with the owner. We're pursuing some action being taken on that dog, and he's talking about a muzzle, and, you know, I told him he needs to get a stronger leash, but we are pursuing some action to be taken with that dog because he's a danger to the community. But that's, you know, not the point of this video. Just thought somebody might have that question. We have been in contact with the owner. He accepts responsibility and said that he's taking precaution. In any case, I just wanted to let you know, it's so nerve-wracking to think, what if somebody knows where he is or just took him to a shelter instead of taking him to the hospital? If I just had tags on him, they would have my number, you know? And then as it was starting to get dark, and I was like, how are we going to find him if it gets dark? And he's not. We haven't found him yet. So please get a reflective collar. I already got one. It's downstairs, and I'll show it to you guys. And I got it from Petco. So just go to petco.com or whatever, type reflective collar, and we got the largest size for our dog, who's a golden retriever. And then I went to amazon.com, and from a vendor named Providence Engraving, I got this pet tag. And what I chose to write, you leave, it says you can put up to 3 lines on each side, or up to, I think it said up to 3 lines on each side, but I have 4. But you leave in the gift, you say, yes, this will be a gift. And you leave in the gift memo the details that you want on the pet tag. So on the front, on one side I have, my shots are up to date, I'm friendly, flip for contact info, just in case somebody's afraid that he might be aggressive or something, or if they have pets and they don't want to have contact with him because they think his shots might not be up to date. So on one side I put, my shots are up to date, I'm friendly, flip for contact info, and on the back I put, I'm Keo, call my husband's number or my number, and I put reward, and I would give just some kind of reward if somebody returned him to us. And this just, you know, stops us from having to worry that somebody has him and just can't get in touch with us. And the reflective collar is very important as well. One other thing, when actually the tag was only $4.50 with free shipping from amazon.com from the vendor Providence Engraving, and I'll leave these details below. And I got the reflective collar from Petco. And from Petco, I also got this Clix brand two-tone whistle, and we're planning to train him to come to us when he hears us whistle this. But luckily our dog knew his way home and we found him, and this time it wouldn't have actually mattered if, you know, he had the tags or not, because I ended up finding him. You know, I got a phone call from my husband about the situation, and I ran out and then we looked for him and I ended up finding him. But if anyone else ever does find your dog, you want them to be able to get in touch with you. So I appreciate you guys listening. Please take my advice and invest in some pet tags and a reflective collar, a good strong leash. And if you ever see anything like a dog that just looks too interested in your dog, like, just play it safe. If it's not a dog that you know, walk in the opposite direction. Just, you know, and honestly, we walk with pepper spray or mace now. So whatever's legal where you live, I would suggest walking with some kind of protection, because it's not just about other aggressive dogs. It's about, you know, we live in Maryland. There's wildlife, a fox, whatever. What would you do if something came running up to you? You know, protect yourself and your pet. And, you know, pet owners tend to be out very late. You know, you go for that late night walk or whatever if you're planning to sleep in the next morning. I know we do that. So I would suggest having something to protect yourself. And that's pretty much my whole story. I just wanted to share that with you guys in hopes of helping somebody out there, because this was heartbreaking. And just, you know, I mean, you just want to take all the precautions you can. Oh, one other piece of advice I have is, if you go to this link at aspca.org, I'll try to leave it below, but just Google something like ASPCA Pets Inside sticker, because when I lived with my grandma, she had a security alarm on her house, and we got this sticker from ADT that said, "I have pets inside," and you said how many and what it was, so that if you're not home, or even if you are, if like there's an emergency, there's a fire or something, that they can at least make a reasonable attempt to get the pet that's inside if they know. So you can put it on your window. And I am actually going to order one of those as well. So if you have ideas of other things that precautions pet owners should take, please leave the comments below. Please keep all comments constructive and helpful. And I just hope you guys... I hope this was worth your time to watch, and I'll be back with a beauty video next time, probably my May favorites, but this was very important for me to get out. Okay, guys, and Kyo is doing so much better. He is using his arm. He was walking with a limp at first, and he has no limp anymore, and he's using his arm more and more, so hopefully it continues to be nothing but improvement. And I'm grateful that today's Thursday. It's the last day of his antibiotics. And then he'll be alone while we're at work tomorrow, Friday. But after that, we'll be able to watch him over the weekend and make sure nothing flares up now that he's off the antibiotics. So please excuse my crying and if I'm scattered with this story. I just really wanted to get this message out. So, yes, reflective collar, optional dog whistle, pet tags with your number on them, and the ASPCA Pets Inside emergency sticker for your window if you're interested in that. Okay, guys? It's also important to note, our dog actually has, since we got our dog, he's had a microchip. But it seems like sometimes they sort of get lost in the body, or for some reason they're undetectable. Because the last few times we've taken him to the vet, they've not been able to detect his microchips. I know that that's supposed to be able to help you locate your dog, but either go have that checked and reimplant it if you want. We haven't chosen to get it implanted again yet, but I think that whether your dog is microchipped or not, you should get the identifying tags. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.